house hacking is another way that people start in this.
Yeah, what is house hacking?
House hacking is you buy a property that is, once again, a value add, something that needs some work. The gentleman I talked to yesterday, or email back and forth, he has a duplex. He bought it. He fixed up one side, rented it out, moved to the other side, and he did it with an owner-occupied loan, not a loan from an investor kind of lender.
Those have lower interest rates, right?
And he got into it for 100%, like an FHA or VA. So he put little to no money for the purchase of it. He's had to bootstrap the fix-up. Once he's done with that property, he's going to buy another owner-occupied property. He bought this with owner-occupied loan. He's going to get a second renter in, so both properties are rented. Then he's going to go buy another duplex or triplex with an owner-occupied high leverage loan. So he could, once again, maybe be in at 95 or 97%. And the owner-occupied loans have better interest rates. They're usually about a point better than a rental loan. So every year he's buying a different, or every year and a half, he's just buying a property, fixing it up, then getting rented, then buying another one with an owner-occupied and buying another one. I helped a doctor here. She bought, I think it was 5 or 6 duplexes and triplexes. And with doctors, they get 100% financing. The banks, for some reason, love doctors and dentists. So every year to year and a half, she would buy a new duplex or triplex, live in one unit, and then go to the next one and buy it with 100% financing from a bank and then 100%. So she lives in them so she could get better financing. And then she goes to the next one. It's slower, but those who have less money, you could go buy a house right now or a condo with your owner occupied, maybe FHA or whatever, and you could live in it. And if it cash flow, like in a year, 6 months, whatever, you decide we want to move to a townhome or a house, you can rent that out so it covers itself and then go and qualify for a new house.
Oh, okay. So that's the step for me.
That's house hacking.
Okay, that's between 1 and 2. That's where it seems hard to go from one property to 2. And you're saying that if you start renting out the first property,
so it covers, it's like its own unit, it's paying for itself.
Would you go live somewhere else while you get that set up? Move back in with the folks while you're renting that property? Or really, once you have it on paper that it's going to be rented, you move out and the bank would...
You do that, or you buy, in a lot of these cases, they're buying multi-tenant units, like it's duplex or triplex.
Okay, gotcha.
So they may buy a triplex that already has 2 people renting. Maybe they're there and those units need fixed up, or maybe they don't, but they're willing to stay there for a while, and it covers your mortgage on your new property. So you can move in there, rent this one out, and both of them are being paid for. So let's just say your mortgage over here is $2,400 on this new property you're going to move into.
Uh-huh.
And you have 2 renters because you have a triplex, three units. Each one pays $1,200. So they're going to pay your whole mortgage. You're going to live in the other unit, fix it up, do whatever you need. You're going to rent your other property, and maybe you have a mortgage on there for $1,500 and you rent it for $1,800. So once again, you're not paying either mortgage out of your income. The property's paying for itself because they're separate units. In that case, then once you get to the next one, you could rent out that third one, and now you have $3,600 coming in. And so you have more money coming in, you could buy the next property. And then, so as it grows, the numbers, the compounding grows, and you could buy more properties.
So it's about being able to show the bank that you have either getting rental income, or you just have to have cash flow.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have cash flow, you can prove to a lender that you can have 2 mortgages now.
Yep.
Okay. And then 3, and then 4. It's just learning to play that game. And it seems like the research component you're mentioning earlier is really important too, because I imagine situations like that are people are jumping for those. If there are 2 people living in a triplex, you get the third and you own the whole thing. I imagine it's pretty competitive.
It is. And what people are doing, and they're changing laws here, and in Minneapolis started it. But what a lot of people are even doing is they're buying a house that they're living in, and they may convert the basement into a rental. So then they have a rental going while they're actually living there. So they've created 2 units out of 1 while they're living there. And then when they move, or they build something, like they take a garage and they convert it into what they call an ADU, which is another rental unit. And they could rent that out. Instead of having a garage, they have another rental. So maybe they got into a single family with an owner occupied, they switched it up. Now there's 3 different rentals coming in, and then they move on to the next.